like Restream's picking us up, and gotta up. Everything is clear. Alright, I'm gonna let the stream starting run for a minute. Keeps him from getting distracted when all those people hound him in the DMs. Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's Friday, December 18th, 2020. Crypto Jack coming to you live again today, and of course, as always, joined by two of our regular analysts, Alex and Jason. How you guys doing today?
Oh, it's a beautiful Friday, isn't it? What a time to be alive.
Such a great day to be back. Of course, with Bitcoin kind of hanging in the balance, currently around the 22.9-ish mark. Let me take a look. No, probably a little lower than that. I should probably check the price. 22,751. Looks like might be looking at a bit of maybe a pullback this weekend, but I suppose that still remains to be seen. I got a little poll we had going. Mr. Ether posted earlier in the live chat. Drop a 1 if you think we're gonna get a bloody weekend. Drop a 2 if you think we're gonna end off the weekend green. Is this rally going to continue? Are we going to rock it all the way up to 26, 28, 30k even? Hard to say.
28,000.
Maybe this is going to be a magical weekend for everybody here, but I guess that will remain to be seen. With that said, let's see what else we have going on today. Take a quick look at crypto bubbles. I see it's mostly kind of reddish. I see most coins down about 5%, but a few outstanding gainers here, including this graph, this GRT, this the graph token. I hear this.
That's right. You heard it here first, folks.
We did say it.
Till yesterday. I mean, it wasn't live on YouTube, but we were talking GRT yesterday, up over 100% on the Coinbase listing, and I see this banana coin. I'm not sure what this champion is, but
about to go bananas, boy.
Banana is going bananas, up 90%. Eagle doing more things again. I see Eagle, which has been I think a big winner this week.
Yeah.
up
You gotta stop monkeying
15%.
around with these funds.
BCR, ZIL. So actually, you know what? I looked at crypto bubbles an hour ago, and most of this was red. So it seems like if there's a turnaround in the market, it's probably happening right now. So certainly alt's something we will look at over the course of the show. We have a new story lined up we're going to explore a little bit, and that's this rumor circulating in the industry now, kind of blowing a cool breeze into the space, potential FUD to maybe spark the sell-off. But that's, of course, this story coming from the block. U.S. Treasury set to weigh new crypto transaction reporting rules aimed at self-hosted wallets. Indeed, you know, there's a bit of privacy that we enjoy when we self-custody, when we hold our own wallets. You know, privacy is almost a sacrosanct thing here in crypto land, and seems like that may be on the regulators' radars. Something we're going to explore once we get into the news. Last but not least, let's take a look here. We got thank you to everybody joining us, of course, today. Our show schedule will probably run 2 hours as usual, maybe less, but in the first hour, of course, we're going to get into the majors like Bitcoin and Ethereum before we dive into alts. Probably look at Forex within the first hour as well. By the second hour, we will be looking at chart requests and answering any kind of questions people drop in the chat, so be sure to drop your questions or your suggestions or anything at all in the chat. We will be collecting those to review later. Finally, we will be getting to the news before we wrap it up. So that's basically what the next 2 hours looks like for us, guys. Let me take a quick look at the live chat and see who's with us here today. I need to shout out everybody because you know, it's nice to be back on YouTube, of course, and it's nice to see some of the handles, the usernames that have been missing, absent, you know, because of our unfortunate situation with YouTube. Yes, we were suspended for a week due to a guideline strike, but so be it. We're back, and we will try to keep on the straight and narrow. I see Profit Bear was one of the ANCAP futures. ANCAP can always be counted on to be one of the first guys in the live chat every day, seemingly one of the few members that gets the alerts from YouTube in a timely manner. Profit Bear was in here saying, where have you guys been? Bad time to miss the YouTube hype. Bitcoin hit all-time highs. Indeed, we have been following.
They were trying to make us not be able to stream during it.
We had a show on Discord. Where were you?
Come on, you gotta find us.
It's true. We were streaming every day to Discord. It was a nice little format to work with. It was a lot of fun.
Where were you, buddy?
But it does feel good to be back in our full form right here on YouTube with the, like I said, the regulars in the chat. But much love, much thanks to everybody who, of course, came through Discord and supported us during our absence on YouTube. It's nice that we have such a dedicated following that they'll even come through and watch on Discord at the lower quality, but what can we do? It's just how it goes sometimes. Profit Bear was in here. Yes, much love to Profit Bear. I see AJ saying, yo, he likes ETH and Hex. Longbeard's in here. Hello, Longbeard. I see PMCL93 saying, yo, remember, make sure you guys go live today. Yes, we should be live today. I'm sorry for the little glitch we had yesterday on our Discord live stream, but I hope you caught the replay that I uploaded. With that said, be sure to leave a comment. Make sure, hopefully you hear us okay. If you guys have any issues with the audio, do let us know. I'll be turning on the music shortly. Ron Legato's in here. Super Simon, how's it going, Mr. Super Simon? We got Alex here. Mr. Ether, of course, Mr. Ether's in here with the request. Much love to Mr. Ether.
Is it Simon or Simon?
Simon, maybe?
Synonym. Synonym.
Super Synonym. I'm just going to call him
Super Synonym.
How about that?
I was trying to say it earlier.
We have YY in here. Oh, we have a few people dropping their replies to the poll here. I will review those shortly, but we have YY in here. We got Mac W.
One, two, one.
Jordan Stotts. Let's see
01.
here. Ostrich is in here. Yes, Ostrich has been a regular in here for the last few days, and his name has been inspiring all sorts of things in the office.
It's been awe-inspiring.
Good one. Andrew's in here. Jordan Stotts, IVINX with the request. Very well. We will definitely get into that. All right, that's about everybody. I think I'm caught up on the live chat. And let's see here. We've All right, so the poll was basically press 1 for Bloody Weekend if you think this weekend's going to end up in the red. We do have quite a bit of room to retrace. You know, it's been all green for seems like weeks. So is this the dial back? I mean, if you guys been following it just a week or two ago, this was kind of my prediction. We're going to break above 20, tap 24, and probably work our way back down. So maybe I have been right, but it's tough to say. Let's
maybe I have been right.
Well, if we
I don't want to toot my own horn here, but
I suppose I'm a genius, but that's neither here nor there.
I didn't, I'm just talking loosely. If you guys want the actual, the more prescient calls.
It seems like I didn't go into full detail about how right I am.
Go into the premium analysis, guys. Our analysts give you the more accurate. Accurate, but let's just say that they give you their analyses, which have been accurate lately. Let's put it that way. I shoot the breeze. These guys give you.
You're shooting your foot right now. Is what
these
you're doing.
guys.
I always tell people that if in this business, if you get it right 65% of the time, you're killing it.
Oh yeah.
Yep, and you guys have been killing it in recent weeks.
Yeah,
it's undeniable.
It might be an F grade in school, but that's an A in the markets. 65%. We'll take that.
Yeah. What do they call the doctor with the worst grades? Doctor.
Oh.
It's still a doctor.
Still a doctor. All right, and so I see number 2, of course. Drop a 2 in the chat if you do think we're just gonna keep rallying here. Things do look hella bullish.
Just drop a deuce in the chat.
Drop a deuce in the chat?
Yes, precisely. We mentioned that.
Like a 2.
Yes, drop a 2 in the chat.
Okay.
Exactly. So YY is leaning bloody. Super Simon is leaning green. Mac W says bloody. AJ leans green. Mr. Ether, I think, was Mr. Ether. I don't think you actually dropped your prediction, but let us know, because we do seem kind of to be in a very critical moment in the market. Melhat says bloody. Super Simmons says green. So yeah, it seems to be 50-50 split opinions, which I'm certain is how most people in the market feel right now. Most observers probably uncertain which way it goes, so I think it's reflected in these replies. With that said, guys, I think it's time to get into it. Let me quickly switch scenes here. I gotta jump into Alex's screen, and here I am. All right, Alex, I've got you on screen and ready to take it away. Everything looks good. Yes, it does. Once again, guys, just let us know audio's good. I'm gonna turn the music on. Let me know if you hear everybody good. And we're off. Alex, it's all yours.
Okay. So overnight, we didn't really have much movement on higher time frames. We've essentially just traded sideways ever since we reached this level up here. Traded a lot of volume up. I posted a market analysis for the group that I would like to see a pullback here, but just a retest. As far as any larger pullback, there's not much signs of it as of right now. There's really nothing bearish that I can point to. We're holding this larger parabolic trend. We did break this smaller daily parabolic trend that had formed right along here. But, I mean, we broke it. We broke down, kind of reaccumulated. Now we've continued, and we're holding this larger trend here. We didn't get a weekly sell signal on TT, even though we had these 2 down weeks. They both closed up so much that by the time the week wrapped up, we didn't have a sell signal. On the 3-day, oh, this is the 2-day, excuse me, my finger slipped. There we go. On the 3-day, we've stayed above the 3-day baseline. The Fisher has finally reset to some sort of sanity. But we've curled back up. This is a 3-day continuation signal right here that we just got day before or yesterday. So this totally counts. It's the 3-day continuation signal. But that being said, when we look at the VPVR, I see volume below us that is available to be tapped. This is where a lot of longs were placed, and obviously, as an institution, you kind of want to keep filling your bags as you go up. So the best way to do that is to stop out leverage longs, or get leverage longs liquidated and stop out where people's stops are set. So.
What was that company that we were discussing last week that said that they had bought in like some crazy amount of Bitcoin that they were loading up on?
I think it was
I know MicroStrategy was doing
like right where you put that note at. I believe like that's right where they said they bought their Bitcoin. That's kind of funny. Right at like 19.2 something. I remember in the article.
Yeah, it could very well be. This could be where they did their accumulating, and then Bitcoin just continues onwards. So, and in this case, instead of breaking down, it got bought up. Like that was the breakdown. There's just nothing bearish to point to on higher time frames. I mean, we're on the weekly. We're holding a. I'm gonna need a more longer term Bitcoin chart. 1 second. Let's turn off the baseline. And then let's use Bitstamp. That'll have enough data. Fantastic. This, by the way, was the levels we drew off of this trend versus the other trend. So, and so far, I don't really see much of a reaction to this line right here, although we did seem to get some support here. So, let's open this up on the weekly. This is what I wanted to look at. All right, so do you see how on the weekly we climbed above this resistance level, and then we retested it here. Let's zoom in. Climb above, we get resistance, break above it, and we break down and retest that resistance as support. It holds. We close the week up above that resistance now support, and then we get a continuation. It makes a lot of sense. So I don't see anything bearish right here. That could change if we broke back below 20K.
Mm-hmm.
If we came back down here, then that would be bearish. Then we would have broken this trend right here. And we would have broken. This is really critical support right now. Obviously, we have to hold 20K. We have to hold the all-time high. If we break back below it, we're going to break down further. So,
for sure, personally, I think if you go down to the 6 hour.
Okay. Second.
Okay. Now what I believe, and I showed this to the members yesterday on lower time frames and even lower. But if you take a trend line from, maybe it'd be easier just to switch to my screen for a second.
Okay, yeah. Let's go to Jason's screen.
Yeah, give me just a second. Here we go. Jason, you're up.
Okay, so this is just the 6 hour. I'll just go blank because this doesn't need to be. Let's see here. Just get rid of that. Okay, so I was looking at this at lower time frames in the 30-minute. I think we're in a bull pennant right now, honestly. because looking at this and the way everything is holding, this looks like it is just ripe for continuation right to the upside. So this is really what I'm watching right now on that last break. If you go down to lower time frames, this is what I posted back to the group yesterday. This is on the 15-minute, and we did get some throwback here to where this is now holding. If you come to the 6-hour, it is now holding. So I think this is the moment to be watching, because I think that if this thing does break to the upside, we're likely to get the same amount of movement that we got out of this. Right here, not completely, but I would say at least 75% of that. So if this does end up being the way that this goes, like for the weekend, this is the reason why I did take the 95 strat, that the 96% hit rate strat that we have going right now did end up firing on the daily yesterday, and this is the reason why I did take it, because usually when this thing starts to fire, it usually starts firing in a row, and we didn't get anything until a couple like a week and a half ago, so we couldn't take anything else. Then yesterday we got our first signal, which did end up playing out yesterday. And now we're just waiting for the next signal. So if this opens up again, I mean, I might be a little hesitant, but looking at the 6-hour, I really do think that this has a lot of potential for more upside.
Well, I find the trend line a little suspect, but I will. No, does that continue on backwards towards anything?
We'd have to see. I mean, you could do that. You could do that if you wanted, but actually, I wouldn't count this because this technically would be an outlier. So yeah, looking at it like that,
I bet if you looked on a higher time frame, that bottom portion right there may not even be there.
What are you talking about?
You know how on higher time frames, price movements become like wicks. I meant like the bottom of the candle wouldn't be there.
Yeah, so like right here, yeah, look, it's almost right back up to it. So it just wicked down and came back up. But I mean, of course, this is not set in stone or anything, but I'm finding this very interesting. And like, that's what we did the last trade-off last night, which ended up being successful.
Maybe maybe it makes more sense on a linear trend. Like, let's take off log. Let's see. Nope, down. You can just press the button right next to auto. Yep.
Well, I do kind of like this in the sense of, see where boom, it's resistance, boom, support, dive under it, come back down, test, and then boom, now we're holding support. So I do like that.
Well, I mean, we would have to adjust the line because our anchor points are not correct for our new chart scaling. But I do see what you mean, where if we drew a line like that, it would also make sense.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like I said, it's nothing that's set in stone, but I do find this very interesting that we're holding this tight pattern right here, because this looks like a textbook bull pennant to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I still feel that we need to pull back to around 2750. Although I do see some support around 21,400.
And that is something that I'd also like to point out about this strategy. And one of the reasons why I get so many questions about it is because the reason why it has such a good hit rate is because it is patient and it's willing to. So like this dip, it's willing to buy. So like when you do this, don't use anything more than like 2 or 3 leverage, so you can't get wicked out. And then the whole point of this thing is to be patient. So people were messaging me about the stop because it was very low. It was like at 20,300. Like, well, why would I take a trade for this little bit of a movement? It's because you don't know the timing. And like this one happened to work out great for us, but sometimes you get a little bit of drawdown. But the whole point is to be patient. This shouldn't be your main trading strategy. It's something to supplement your other strategies. So when it fires, I take them.
Yeah, you can have a portfolio of strategies that you run on the market, guys.
That's the whole idea, honestly. I consider it like a sales pipeline almost, because once you build all these strategies, not all of them are going to be firing every day, but if you build enough of them, you're going to have a plethora of good signals to take.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that they build a strategy and they want to maximize the number of signals it'll give them. And that's not always ideal. Sometimes it's fine if maybe maybe your strategy only fires like 6 to 8 times a year, but it's got like a good win rate. It's like 80%, but it's like only every other couple months. It's fine. Take it, take it in your portfolio, and then make other strategies.
And that's also the thing. I mean, yes, the data looks ridiculous, but I can't fight the data because the data is the data. Over the last 3 years, this thing has fired 164 times and had a 96.34 hit rate, which would have been a 305% return on your net profit. I mean, I can't ignore that. With only 9.5% max drawdown, like.
Well. As we all know, backtesting notoriously overestimates future results, but it was definitely suggestive, and it's live tested very well too. And that's really what makes the strategy worthwhile, is that it's live tested well. There's plenty of stuff that you will back test, and it will get good results. Maybe suspiciously good results.
There will be a day that this thing probably stops working this well, for sure.
Yeah.
And when that day comes, we will adapt.
Yep. The markets change over time, and eventually strategies cease working. It's part of the nature of the markets.
But we did catch most of this, y'all. So
Jason caught most of this. This is excellent. He nailed it for the group.
I hope everyone. I mean, it's just 1.6% a day, but boy, does that add up. But yeah, I think there's an interesting case for both sides here, and the way that it's building up, I really do think that we're building a bull pennant to at least test higher highs before we dump off. I totally get the sentiment of we need a retracement, whether that be wick down just to grab liquidity, get bought back up, but I do think it's necessary. But whether that be this weekend or not, we just don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, that's just something that I wanted to share with everyone. Interesting stuff, and if we get another signal, we're probably going to be taking it. So
definitely.
All right, so back to Alex's screen, I suppose.
Jason, do you want to? Is there anything else you want to show, or do you want me to continue?
It doesn't matter. I can do whatever we need.
Okay, well, I'll continue then.
Alex is now back on screen. Yep, looking good.
All right, so where I'm targeting for retracement are these areas on the VPVR. You'll see these areas on basically every exchange that you look at. So this is Bitstamp. So this area right around 20,750 and 21,400. So boom and boom. Here on the CME. Same area, 20,750. You can see a little bulge right here. It's actually not quite 21,400. That's this little line right here. It's not quite as visible. Here on CME, or excuse me, here on BitMEX. See 21,400, 2750. And same story for Binance, 21,400. Yeah, it's just a little bit different. USDT markets are slightly different, but right around 2750. It's like 2675. So, yeah, essentially, I'm looking for a pullback to kind of retest this area as resistance turns support, and then a continuation, because I just don't see anything bearish for Bitcoin right now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance.
Holding.
It's holding. That's for damn sure. So this is the daily. As you can see, yesterday, as we all know, was a huge day for Bitcoin. Alts bled out. This is a sign that alts could potentially continue to bleed out against Bitcoin. We've broken the resistance on the daily, and on the weekly, it seems as if it's gone. I have no idea what sort of reversal we would have to have over the weekend. We could get another big FU wick right here, just like we did this week. This week right back here. But it seems kind of unlikely. It just kind of seems like it's winding up right now. This entire area right here was the resistance. So
very little signs of weakness right now, for sure.
Yeah, I said I don't see much that is bearish for Bitcoin right now. There's nothing. So as you can see, Uniswap alts have really lagged Bitcoin here because I mean this is the kind of day Bitcoin had, and this is the kind of day Uniswap coins had. Certain Uniswap coins did do very well. Here's one that's doing well. Uniwhales. It's Graph token, which we mentioned on the show. It had a big day.
Coinbase effect.
Yep, definitely Coinbase effect. Falcon Swap. I mentioned this on the show several times. I picked this up here and here. I just sold it off last night here because of this resistance level. I was like, I made like 80% on this trade. I mean, I didn't make 80% on my account, but on the amount the trade was worth, I made 80% on it. Why get greedy at this point?
Yeah.
So I'm really
away.
happy with this. Yeah, it makes sense here. Like this area as resistance, you can see support here, resistance. That's cool. I'm out. I'm happy with the trade.
Move on to the next one.
Yeah. But other Uniswap coins are starting to look really sick. This is XOR. The Sora. Kind of looks like we got rejected from this resistance again, doesn't it? Definitely. It wouldn't be so bad necessarily for us to just retest this area as support and then get a continuation, but that's still like a 50% movement. This is huge, actually.
40.
So yeah, I mean, this is a lower high. That is bad juju. So we do not like lower highs in an uptrend. So this is definitely scary stuff. Swap coin doing really great here. It's starting to get a little bit of a pullback. If we can just get a pullback towards this area, this might be worth buying for continuation. This looks rough. This is probably going to retest this area. PP balls continuing to look flaccid. It's very rough here.
What a name.
Yeah. Someone contact Pfizer. Wait, am I allowed to say Pfizer on stream?
No.
Is that also? Are we?
Don't say any further.
Pfizer is fantastic. Thank you, Pfizer. We love you.
Yeah, I can't say the V word.
You can talk about the blue pills, but don't talk about the other stuff.
Yep.
Blue and yellow, purple pills.
Chart has been really good here. This was like 150% move. This feels like resistance. I would imagine we'll get a pullback from this spot, but I'm still very bullish overall about chart, and I'm holding a decent amount. I like their platform. Their developer, he is super duper responsive. Every time, there's been a few times where the platform's thrown me an error. One time I could not take screenshots. And so I contacted them. He started working with me via DMs, and it turned out it was just slightly zoomed. It was like 1 pixel zoomed, and because of the way it uses whole numbers, it was throwing an error. It was actually like 1/10 of a pixel off or something like that. And if you know anything about pixels, you can't have 1/10 of a pixel. They're a single unit. So anyway, it doesn't. The error doesn't matter, but what I want you to know is that even though it was a small problem, only one person was having it, and it was clearly buried really deeply in the code, and you have to be really knowledgeable. He showed up. He helped me right away. He worked with me for like an hour and a half. I sent him some screenshots and stuff, and he solved it. He fixed it on the back end. Isn't that what you would kind of want in a product that you're investing in?
For sure.
So that's all I'll say. I mean, yes, I have bags in it, so I'm shilling my bags here, but it's something I believe in, so I've got skin in the game. You do with that information what you will. I like the ChartX platform for looking at Uniswap stuff. They're Their trade dialogue is really amazing. You can see all the most recent trades. You can open it up and just you can trade right here inside of the dialogue. What's this? Oh, look at this. This shows you the market leaders for the day. Isn't this helpful? Oh, Sushi Token. How's Sushi Token doing? This area still feels like there's heavy resistance in this spot.
And we're getting some pretty obvious bearish divergence there.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Looking a little different.
Synthetic. Oh my goodness.
Look at that. Jericho.
Yep. So I'm gonna see if we can get a small pullback and then see if we can get an entry into synthetics. This looks really awesome right here. Thank you, Chardex, for helping me find this. Anyway, I've said enough. But while we're on the topic, I thought I would discuss it. It's something I like. And now that I've worked with the dev a few times because I like to report bugs and stuff like that. It's quality, dude. So do with that information what you will. So if synthetics is taken off, synthetics, we were discussing yesterday how synthetics is basically the same chart as DeFi perp, right?
Well, hopefully.
Most likely, synthetics is leading
Front
the
running.
other DeFi. Let's take a look at the DeFi grids.
Call it Ethereum.
20%. AVAX. It's starting to look interesting, but I don't think we don't have any kind of buy signal here yet, and we don't even have a baseline yet. So, Meta is not there yet. Sol is not there yet. Band. Oh no! And we were gonna take a long on this too. This is starting to look a little limp.
Mm-hmm.
But it could do what synthetics did. It could pump up in this spot. So, let's look at the two charts.
Mm-hmm. Definitely stronger on SNX for sure, but it's a possibility, absolutely.
But,
the way that's coiling right there, that could take off.
Yeah, but I hope you guys see the resemblance on these things. It's not just my eyes playing tricks. Serum.
Now you just got us banned.
Looks interesting in this spot, but I think I'd like to see this liquidity down here tapped one more time. Swerve looks like it's going to break down further. Winks. Oh. There's a lot of volume that's being dumped in this spot. This is very interesting. So, someone is picking that volume up. So, big sell orders into limit orders right here. And then reaction. It's interesting. There's no signal or anything like that, but it's something to keep your eye on, perhaps. Link just appears to be retesting trend resistance right now. Let's turn the baseline back on. We finally have enough data here. We could get a baseline bounce trade off of this. We could take this short and actually nail that link short this time. Unfortunately, the one we took here just kind of petered out. This is a buy signal in this spot. We've got a PTP signal here.
On dot?
Yeah. So, I mean, WADA's confirming we're above the dead zone. Well, not today, we're not, but we were yesterday. So,
Yeah,
you
would be in it technically. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
If you took it now, you might just get a better entry on the signal.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. There's other coins that are making highs right now, and this one is not making a high. Mm-hmm. And I feel like our best bet is to take markets that are
Look
being strong.
Look for strength.
Yep. There's nothing really to do here. Tomo looks really good here. We were just looking at Tomo Bitcoin, weren't we? And that looks fantastic on the weekly, if I recall. Oh, that looks less fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Everything kind of took a hit there.
My gosh. Well, it could still reverse, I guess.
Well, I mean, if Bitcoin keeps pumping, they're probably going to still get hammered on the BTC side.
Yeah. I still would love to see this area tapped again. But we're testing the lows. We just don't have a buy signal here on Tomo.
Tomo.
Oh, what happened with Rep today?
Whoa, Wix City. Damn.
So I think this is an example of Rep following synthetics. I think if we look at these charts, if I can get the zoom on this right.
Oh, I didn't realize. Yeah, I have a little auger bag myself, and it's been just down in the dumps forever. And I just looked at my Coinbase. I'm like, oh, nice.
Yeah, I noticed Ostrich. Ostrich in the live chat
had
asked.
A signal on this one.
Yeah,
We never had a signal.
sometimes it's just not your trade, guys. I mean, you miss
Yeah.
you miss more than you take. Trust me, that's the whole point. But yeah, when you win one like that, it's nice.
Yeah. So Rep and Synthetics both doing the same thing. Both their charts looking very similar. Synthetics actually, it's like still going. Like, I don't know, this might be an active breakout.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't look weak.
Nope. Yeah, Synthetics is going for it, man. Uniswap token, not perp. I think it looks bad in this spot. This looks like just a retest of the local point of control. I think it can still break down further and come down and retest this consolidation area down here. So yeah, I would prefer to be short rather than long spot on Uniswap, the token. Athletics, we looked at it. Oh, it just keeps looking better and better every time frame you look at it. Comp, this looks rough. Looks just like yeah, there's probably a 12-hour short trade about to be on the table. The daily is going to need some time to get there, but I think we can easily retest $126 here. Maybe. I don't want to get too bearish. DeFi is looking pretty good. Comp, didn't they just release their white paper or something like that? It's ridiculous.
How is that possible? You're listed on Coinbase already, and you don't even have a white paper out?
Hey, welcome to 2020.
I suppose.
Meta actually looks pretty rough here on the daily.
Yep. She going down.
Balancer, strong. Signal. There's a signal. There's a buy signal. So you could probably take this at the end of the day. I would consider this one slightly better than Tomo. All right, these are the main DeFi tokens. ZRX, buy signal, maker, buy signal. Okay. Let's tell you what. Let's swing on over into Forex. Let's give crypto a small break.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the broader world markets.
Good idea.
And
I've got tons of requests lined up, mostly alts. So yes, let's give alts a little break, and just a little reminder to everybody in the audience: I am taking notes of every one of your requests. I've got a nice list of them here, so don't worry. We will get to them sooner or later. Just hang on. We will be getting to chart requests by hour 2.
Okay.
And Ostrich, that's not me eating the soup and crackers. I think you're thinking of Jason. I think he's got a bowl of cereal with him.
I am not eating anything.
Well, then I'm not sure who's munching on the stream or what Ostrich is hearing, but it's not me.
as you can see,
Fingers.
today we're getting a correction on the Dixie. So we got pretty oversold here. Once we broke this trend, we just kind of wandered upwards. But I do not consider this
Strong.
the start of some sort of line.
Yeah, this is the reversal moment. No.
Yep,
No
this
chance.
is where the reverse happens. Yeah, I don't necessarily see it here. We were just a little oversold on lower time frames. I definitely at this point think we gotta spend some time down here, a couple weeks. So
Rest of our lives.
exactly. The Swissy is basically just kind of trading sideways here. Yen is down today, but still up overall. As you can see, it's a very choppy trend here on the yen, but it's upwards. Euro finally having a down day. Yesterday was super strong for the euro.
Gapped up quite a bit there.
Canadian dollar looks like it's ready to reverse here. This looks like a break of trend to me. Let me point this out to you. Okay, so obviously you're at this business long enough, you get pretty good at drawing lines in your head.
Mhm.
You're like, I see a
Bearish
line break.
divergence. Yep.
Yep, very good.
Trend break
Bearish
with bear dip.
divergence.
Yep.
As shown here, folks. Ding. Ding. So you can see price makes a higher high while our oscillator makes a lower high. This is a sign of hidden weakness in the momentum, and our oscillator is telling us. It's like I know. It's like I know it looks good because price went higher, but actually things are weakening. That's what this is telling us right here. It's not a guarantee, of course. There are no guarantees in trading, but
yeah, what is?
if especially once we start getting below our daily baseline, which we're about to. That's strong confluence that it's time for us to take this short. So interesting, like looking forward to maybe shorting the loonie. British pound hanging over resistance. This is actually
It looks strong.
Yeah. If you just looked at it from here, you'd be like, okay, it's strongish, but we could still break back down. But
look at that shelf of support you got.
Yeah, so this resistance level has been here for like about 2 years. So we're above it. We're holding above it on the daily. Let's look at it weekly wise. What does that look like? Pretty convincing, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Because this week here, we retested it. We broke all the way back down. And we almost retested the weekly baseline, even though we were pretty far above it. So this was a huge.
I would wait for that weekly to close there and see if you get that turn,
You definitely will if it closes up here. And well, the weekly closes in 3 hours. This is the end of the week.
That's true. This is the end of the week. So yeah, that's likely to be a continuation on Monday. I bet it gaps up.
It would have to be a crazy few hours to negate this entire week. So. And the Australian dollar is still going for it. We're starting to get into the area of resistance that I have marked out on our chart. This area is shown like so. So Forex is very very squiggly, but kind of this area of support, resistance, support. Support, resistance. And here I expect us to once again find resistance on our it's starting to look parabolic move. So we'll see what happens here. It's possible we could trade sideways. We may just continue onwards because, of course, the Australian dollar has been strong. They are in the middle of summer. They do not have COVID lockdowns. Everything is all hunky-dory down under, mate. So
down under, mate.
Yep. Everybody's all hanging out underneath the baobab trees. Sorry, I got distracted thinking about crypto. Back to
Hey,
Forex. Sorry.
sorry to interrupt, Jason. Could you go live again with your?
Is it not?
Yeah, your screen dropped, and then
That's weird.
and then our order in the Discord server switched, so now the icons are blinking in the wrong order. People pointed that out.
That's weird. I didn't exit it out.
Hi, I'm Jason. I do Bitcoin weather reports.
Jeez.
Sometimes. I also like to
Thank
train emus.
They have accepted me as one of their own.
For now.
Okay, so we're all set?
Yep. I think so.
Yep, we're all good. I do see a comment here for, just as of course relevant to your current analysis, Nikki Soki saying the USD Canadian looks like a reversal is in play. Indeed, I think that's what we were just pointing out.
Exactly. So, with the Canadian dollar starting to look like a short, and the US dollar starting to put in, I wouldn't call it a reversal maybe, but a correction in a strong downtrend, I think by the transitive properties that the USD CAD, it's going to be a good short trade. But we'll take a look at it. We're just going to run through them. So let's get back down on the daily. Aussie yen should be producing a good continuation long at the end of today. We don't really have enough volatility, but you don't need it for a continuation long. I think this is probably worth taking for Aussie yen. That's what this is, the continuation long. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, we're still long this. This is still going great. So we had take profits. We got in here, hit take profits 1 and 2, and we've got a trailing stop on this. So awesome. PTP strikes. Aussie dollar CAD. Oof, glorious. Are we in Aussie dollar CAD? Let's look at our. Well, what are we in exactly? We're long Aussie dollar CAD too. 97 for 87.
You had to have hit it.
Nope, yep, we hit our high of 97,518. You can
I was
see
gonna
that.
say you had to have hit it on that.
So we just hit that.
Yay!
Tell you what, guys, you can see a little bit of our. Actually, maybe I won't show you the update process. The sheet was a little broken last night. I would hate to have it fail in front of you guys. That would be a little embarrassing.
Mine's working.
I'll have to update it after the show. But yeah, so our two Aussie dollar trades are both in profits. Massively so. Or not massively, but we hit our take profit twos. That feels pretty good. So those we nailed those.
It's big movements in Forex.
Yep. Euro USD. As you guys know, we took the continuation long signal shown here. Just hit take profit 1. Because the USD, because the Dixie is correcting a little bit, as you can see, our USD trade is suffering somewhat because this is against the dollar. So with the dollar gaining just a little bit of strength, we go down here. I mean, if you look at this way, it's essentially almost the dollar index chart.
Yeah, the Dixie.
Yeah.
Just free falling, trying to find land.
Yep.
Oof. Someone buy me.
So, if I saw this, I would not think, oh, it's time for me to go short.
Right.
You think, oh, there's going to be a pullback towards this area. It's time for me to go long. And similarly, most likely the dollar is gonna come up and retest support as resistance right here. And, it's very.
I'm interested to see how far that thing can bleed out.
Yeah. Well, I still feel like true support's going to be around.
Yeah, at least the bottom of that range.
2 or 3% lower. Yeah. Let's continue on. So, CAD. Oof. This is. I think this is a short at the end of today. I would take this. No. I don't like the CAD Swissy because this is not volatile. Like this is like
pretty tight range.
Yeah, for well over a year. The range is just too tight on the CAD Swissy. I don't really like it. CAD JPY, short signal at the end of today. We will likely take this.
It's a good signal.
Yeah. Just getting that one. Swissy yen is kind of trading at the local point of control. We will probably get a continuation signal here if it turns up and remains above the baseline. I'd love to take that. You guys know I'm sorely upset I missed out on this because I let myself get scared out of a trade. Euro, Aussie dollar. Really, you should have just gotten short in this spot and you'd still be short. I guess in that case you could take it. You wouldn't be
too
you're
far
not
from
like
entry.
Yeah. But this looks like it's been trapped under support here in this spot. See, support, resistance. So I would expect the euro to be weak against the Aussie dollar going forward. As we said, the Aussie dollar is going to be strong. So the trade makes sense fundamentally if you did decide to take this short. Euro British pound. This is, we do not have a signal yet, but if it curls up, I definitely take it. Euro CAD. We should have entered this last night, really, but I think it crossed. Why didn't I not take this? It was on the other side of the qualifying line.
Nice 3 white soldiers pattern, man.
Yeah, we just closed on the other side of the qualifying line, and I was like, well, that's the rule. It's on the other side of the qualifying line, we don't take it. So, unfortunately, this time we missed out. But if we close above resistance, you could still probably take it as a breakout trade, although you'd want a wider stop.
Yeah, I would reduce risk if that's what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Take it at half risk.
Euro New Zealand dollar is looking interesting here. We do have a continuation signal. We should have it at the end of today. I wish we had more volatility, though. I guess it'll come. Euro yen. I mentioned this yesterday. We were going to put up a continuation long. I did. I don't know if we just hit take profit 1 with this. Let's see. We hit 127.20. 127, 192.
Yeah, 19. You got it by a penny.
No, it's 127.015. I just.
Oh, you missed it by 18 cents.
Yep. We'll see if it hits it. Otherwise, I'll just.
It's not over yet.
Yeah.
Don't you love that? I've had so many of those where it's just like either 1 Satoshi away or something like that, and then it comes back and stops you out. You're like, you bastard.
Yeah. British pound, New Zealand dollar feels like it's just trapped under support turn resistance in this spot. If we recover back above, say, 191, then that's really bullish, and then you could grab it around this area and then take it long. I'm not sure how long you would have to hold it for, what exactly it would look like, but most likely we would probably continue to break down from here. Seems like we're forming we may be forming a broadening descending wedge in this spot. We're starting to get increasing volatility, like. Why'd you go away, buddy? Come back. Kind of like so. We'll see. Could be a nice baseline bounce trade in play for pound yen. But there's better pound trades to take. if you feel good about the pound dollar, this could be good for along here. We do have a continuation signal in this spot that started to form, but we closed with the qualifying line. Now we're back below it, and we don't have a sell signal or anything. So this is a trade you may consider taking. I don't know how I feel about it. Pound Aussie dollar, beneath heavy. See, this is entire area support here, resistance. I feel like probably the pound is going to continue to do poorly against the Aussie dollar. Okay, let's see. There we go. Making new highs, but kind of trading sideways, like this area right here. New Zealand dollar CAD seems to have found pretty good support in this spot. We're not above the baseline. We don't have a buy signal yet, but it's worthwhile, especially because we know that it's really weak. USD CAD, oof.
Oofta.
Should have longed the hell out right here. There's not much for us to do on the USD CAD. We just got to kind of wait for it. It's not even above the baseline yet. Haven't broken the trend. But you're right. It does look like a potential reversal in this spot. The dollar Swissy is still kind of hanging out at its lows. As you know, the Swissy is much stronger than CAD.
That looks terrible.
Dollar yen. I still want to see it come down to this area, if possible. You know, when you look at the bigger picture, today's, you know, what does it even mean? We'll see. No signs of reversal. And the USD Rand is continuing to look like a potential interesting reversal trade to take. We do not have a signal yet, though, so eyes on it. That's pretty much it for the Forex markets. So, in short, USD is correcting, but most likely is going to continue to drop. That means that the other currencies are going to continue to do well, with the exception of the Canadian, which looks like AIDS. And yeah, and Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar is pretty strong, but the Aussie dollar is stronger. Okay.
So what he's saying is you should just move to Australia.
Yes. Platinum, it's starting to look kind of weaker in this spot, at least. If we put in a lower high here, that's not great.
Mm-hmm. Starting to curl under.
Well, Palladium may just break back over this point of control. We shall see. What's it look like on the monthly? Well, gosh, when you look at it like this, it was just a retest of the point of control all along. A month-long one. So, we'll see what happens here. As you can tell, price is very attracted to this spot right here, around 23.17. I expect a pullback in this spot from silver. This was pretty strong support right here. Support. I imagine this will be resistance likely. and unsure what to do here with gold. We don't... Ooh, sorry. We don't have a good weekly signal to trade. We did have a daily long signal right here. We missed out on. This is a continuation signal. That was good. Oh,
Finally break down.
yep. So the Dow Jones became a short.
I was saying that yesterday, man. Everyone thinks that thing was going to break up because everything else did. I'm like, now that everyone's going to go long and that thing's going to break down.
Yeah. So
That's
the Dow
funny.
Jones looking really rough in this spot. We do not have an initial short signal. We never did get it, but we do have a continuation short signal. We'll be curling under here. And we're below the baseline. It looks good, especially with this break of our ascending wedge pattern. So this is something we've been looking at for the last few weeks, if you've been following along with us. For now, I would, if I did take the Dow short, I would only take it to like 292, 293. That's let me show you what a measured move would put us at on this. I'm sure, I mean, you can eyeball it and see for yourself. Dang it. Maybe just a little bit, like so. There we go. I think it makes a lot of sense. Spy. I spy with my little eye something breaking down below the baseline on the daily. Unfortunately, we do not have an initial short signal. For instance, we don't have enough momentum, we don't have enough volatility, and time transformation is not below 0, but we will be crossed under right here at the end of today, which will give us very interesting bearish divergence as shown.
Wide.
Yeah, it's a nice, strong one. But once again, I would only want to take a retest of the previous high. NASDAQ, not you too, buddy.
It's all coming down.
This still doesn't look as bad. Do we have any...
I thought it was interesting that I think it was RH brought up those dates of like highs and throughout the years and stuff, and they all correlate to December 18th, and now we're seeing big sell-offs.
Yeah. It could be a wedge.
It's crazy that it's already December 18th.
I know. 1 week's Christmas.
Goes so fast when you're stuck inside all day.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, we could get that Christmas dump in the markets after all. Yesterday looked really bullish, but today doesn't look so much. That being said, this is a really nice weekly close, and the weekly closes in 1 hour and 40 minutes. It's a new weekly high time for NASDAQ.
Flying high. How's soybeans doing? Still destroying the world?
Solar ETF is just unstoppable.
Yeah, man.
Now that's a trend. And it's stronger. It just got stronger.
It
It's
keeps
going
going.
up. It's going more up. Esports, everybody's stuck at home. This just got to break out this past week. So this looks good for clear blue skies. Marijuana Alternative Harvest ETF. So interestingly, oil and gas, their shares, so short, are at a low, and they're finally turning around. Last time they were this low, as you can see, stayed around the level for a while, and then oil and gas became a really great short opportunity. Let's take a look at oil and gas. Let's see, do we see anything happening on it today? Oh, that's strange. It's just going.
Yep, that's a fake out. Man, looking strong.
I do have a comment.
So for cheap gas prices, that was nice while it lasted.
Right. I saw 99-cent gas for a day. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do have
Soybeans, new highs.
Soybeans, can't stop them. Can't be tamed.
Maybe we'll re-enter soybeans today. I mean, for
That's
like 2 or 3 of our members that can do CFDs.
That's a good signal. I mean, it's everything you want. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I am spent.
Yep,
with the
I
larger
think
markets.
that's it, guys.
Why don't we talk about the news for a little bit, and then we'll look at chart requests?
Word. I do have one comment that came here kind of relevant to what the equity markets you were looking at, and it's from Ninth Soki, and he says, if the equity markets tank, won't crypto also spiral down?
Most likely.
You would think that there'd be some kind of correlation.
We'll see. And, I mentioned alts were showing, like, alts as a basket were showing some weaknesses. We'll see. So just a 5% move in the broader market is not a large market-wide panic. So a 5% move in the market could cause like a 10% move on Bitcoin, but that would be okay. That'd be just like a $2 move downwards. It'd probably be bought up as a wick, so it wouldn't necessarily be bearish for Bitcoin. But if the markets tank, then yes, Bitcoin will follow hard.
March style, everything will.
But yeah, imagine that I marked out how big this move was that I said the markets were going to drop. It was like 3.5%, which is relatively large for traditional markets. In a sense, it's like a move that might happen over 4 or 5 days, whereas in crypto, a day or two max for 3%. But
a couple minutes.
Yeah. But I mean, if that happens, then fine. Bitcoin triples the move. It drops 10%. Well, okay, we see that every day. So I don't really think necessarily that just because the markets do look like they're going to drop here means that we're going to get a big correction on Bitcoin. Although if we did get a big correction on Bitcoin, that would be swell because I would love to pick it up at a cheap price.
Yeah, I'm gonna be buying some more Bitcoin when we get that dump for sure.
I would much rather unhedge at like 16K than what are the targets I set for limit buys? 2750 and 2400. I think was yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because that's the thing that is inevitable. There will be dips.
Dips and taxes.
All right. Let's give Alex a little bit of a breather. I'm going to quickly, this is a good opportunity to get into the news. Also going to switch the playlist, hour 2. Get a little bit more upbeat music in here. And here we go. All right. Music switched. I'm going to quickly jump into my browser over here, so we'll take a look at the stories we're looking at and maybe look at a few other things that I noticed people bringing up that are trending in the chat news-wise. Let me just quickly here. Stand by, guys. All right, let me center this on screen. All right, wonderful. Here we go. So this one comes from the block crypto, and of course this is one of the stories trending today. A bit of FUD being injected into the space, maybe a good reason for a sell-off. Let's take a look. U.S. Treasury said to weigh in on new crypto transaction reporting rules aimed at self-hosted wallets, right? So the holy grail of crypto, of course, what gives it its unconfiscatability is being able to self-custody your crypto, right? You have a private wallet where only you control the keys to. No third party, no government, no court order can, pragmatically seize your crypto, right? And so, of course, and on top of that comes obviously with some privacy gains, right? It's one thing when it's sitting on an exchange, particularly one where you've done KYC at. When your crypto is sitting in a private wallet at a private address where you've done your due diligence and you've kind of covered your behind, your privacy is generally kind of secured. In this case, this is where the regulators are clearly setting their sights on. So we're just going to read the story real quick. U.S. Treasury is on the cusp of putting forward a new transaction reporting rule for money service businesses that interact with self-hosted crypto wallets, the block has learned. Now, these money service businesses are likely going to be exchanges and other third parties that we interact with, right? And this, right now, maybe they don't have a particular hard and fast rule as to how they deal with your private wallets. When they maybe don't put too much scrutiny to your wallet where you're sending the Bitcoin from when you're, say, depositing on Kraken or Bitcoin or Coinbase. But let's read on. This very well might now be a questionable feature. Let's see here. As of press time, the actual language is not finalized and is subject to change, according to a person with knowledge of the process. It could take the form of a notice of proposed rulemaking or interim final rule. Unlike a proposed rule, an interim final rule goes into effect immediately upon release. The block is told that under the new rule, money service businesses would need to file a currency transaction report if a client conducts a cryptocurrency transaction to or from a self-hosted wallet that involves their service and above and as of yet unknown threshold. According to a financial crimes enforcement network, FinCEN regulated financial institutions are required to report currency transactions conducted by or on behalf of one person, as well as multiple currency transactions that aggregate to be over 10,000 in a single day. Okay, so this might very well just be like that $10,000 threshold rule where, yeah, if you maybe move more than 10K at once, they're going to probably want a little bit more of a paper trail than what they currently keep. But let's read on. Word of the forthcoming rule, which two sources say could be released as soon as Friday, comes after months of rumor and speculation about potential crypto-focused regulations out of the Treasury Department, led by Secretary Steve Mnuchin. Fears of a more stringent clampdown broke into public view in November when Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong tweeted that he had heard the government planned to rush out some kind of new regulation regarding self-hosted crypto wallets before the end of his term. This term of the current president. For those who don't know, self-hosted crypto wallets, also known as non-custodial wallets or self-custody wallets, are a type of software that lets individuals store and use their own crypto instead of needing to rely on the third-party financial institution, Armstrong wrote at the time. To be sure, the language could shift, and expected comment period could allow industry firms to weigh in on the shaping the rule as it moves toward finalization. Language is to be decided, but there will be a dialogue and people will have input now, one person said of the process. It's significantly better than the severe restrictions on self-hosted wallets. This may represent welcome news for cryptocurrency traders and nervous about the potential for heavy-handed digital asset regulations, even in the face of a historic run-up in Bitcoin's price. Market commentary from Genesis Global Trading, obtained by the block, said that a move by Mnuchin has been largely ignored by the market. Indeed, we seem to have just been euphoric with this recent run-up. No one's really thinking about the other shoe about to drop, right? Is the hammer about to come down on us? Now, I guess one thing that kind of allayed everyone's fears in the recent weeks is most of the focus has been on stablecoins. So it seemed like if there was any kind of regulatory scrutiny coming our way, it was going to be stable coins, which makes sense, right? That, you know, US direct USD value being shuffled around, I can see why the regulators want to have that completely in check. But it looks like maybe you know, the non-stable coins, the Bitcoins and Ethereums and whatnots of the world, might be in their sights at this point. What has largely been discarded is the notion that Mnuchin and the FATF's new self-custodial wallet regulations will have a meaningful impact on price, wrote the Genesis Journal Joshua Lim. Still, that doesn't mean the rule would have a long-lasting impression on the market. According to the firm, hedge funds and pensions, which are interested in Bitcoin's use as a hedge against inflation, might be less concerned about holding the asset in a personal asset and may shrug off the news. Any dip caused by this is expected to be brought by institutions still waiting on the sidelines, the firm said. Yeah, so clearly less significant to the big financial equity groups who want to buy in. The institutions, they want to pick it up, so very well, you know, it's probably not consequential to them as far as, you know, being KYC 10 ways from Sunday. But for the maybe for the grassroots among us in this space, doesn't necessarily bode well. Now, this doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily make private wallets illegal or anything like that. But what it might mean is, I don't know, it might complicate, you know, depositing and withdrawing to and from, you know, established exchanges like Kraken or Coinbase. Again, maybe more of an issue that, you know, American clients, US-based clients are going to deal with. This, like that, this regulation is going to be able to be super far-reaching, but something we have to keep an eye on, right? I don't know what will come of this. You know, we don't want them to clamp down too firmly, but I guess plowing the regulatory landscape, making the rules clear, and so forth is maybe a good thing for us, right? If there's going to be a silver lining to this, maybe that's one of them, right? Is that you know, it's not that the government's going to say, hey, you know, we're going to ban Bitcoin. No, they very well might embrace it, but they're going to say, listen, we're going to need to have a better idea of who holds what private address where, and, you know, then we'll let you onboard into the system. So you know, maybe it bodes well for the price. Again, institutions probably shrug it off, and maybe a good number of the US-based clients will as well, right? Most of us have already KYC'd over at Coinbase and other exchanges, so maybe having a, you know, having you know, the chain analyses of the world, the glass nodes of the world, kind of be able to attach addresses directly to your name. Okay, that's not great for privacy, I know, but you know, it's just might be the way we have to make, you know, make our way in the world going forward, right? So not great news, and potentially the FUD catalyst that could possibly send markets tanking. But I guess we'll see. Like they said in this article, it could be expected as early as today, Friday, for some rule to be rushed out, as they said. Yeah, word of the forthcoming rule, which two sources say could be released as early as Friday. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of people are wondering, you know, with the current administration potentially being outgoing, what kind of shenanigans are they gonna rush through on the closing weeks, right? So something to keep an eye on. Let me quickly look at the live chat. CoinJoin, good people. Wasabi's the Oasis look chewy. Indeed, but you know what, guys? I would be extremely careful with that right now. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to run some of your crypto through Mixer sometimes. I can understand the purpose behind that, but you have to be weary, right? There could come a future where, you know, with regulation like this, they might be like, oh, okay, you got like Bitcoin that you got in a private wallet, that's cool, we're gonna let you in, we're gonna open the door, the bouncer will let you through the Coinbase door at some point. But then if they look at you and they're like, oh, what's with all this coin, you know, in your wallet that's run through a mixer, you know, can you account for this, can we track this? You know, potentially coins that have been gone through mixers might get red flagged in the future, you know, on with the regulators. So just be really wary, guys. Maybe if you don't absolutely have to run your coins through a mixer or use Wasabi Wallet, maybe consider not doing that yet. But I guess it's up to you. Any thoughts from our analysts? I guess they're
Not really too much on me. I don't get quite into that stuff as much as you do, which I probably should, especially considering that there might be regulation coming our way, but...
Indeed, and I was reading another article earlier. I'm going to see if I can pull that one up, but what it could spell a lot more problems for privacy-based coins like Zcash or Monero. This is something I've been saying for a long time on the show. Those are the coins that might never find a place in the future regulatory crypto world, right? So have to be extremely careful out there, guys. Get ready maybe for some FUD to come down the pipeline. If it's not this, then as our analysts were mentioning when they were looking at mainstream markets, we don't know if there's going to be some turbulence ahead, right? There's going to be some late December or some January dump, and you don't want to get caught out. So just be on your guard, guys. Not to FUD things too much, but and I think ultimately, as long as the regulators don't completely ban us, obviously they're going to want more and more compliance. If that's the price to pay,
they just want control.
Yeah, if that's the price to pay to pump my bags, so be it. But we'll have to see. Let's see. Crypto Caveman just dropped a comment. Where were you guys when all-time highs hit? We were suspended.
YouTube kicked us off.
Yeah, we were suspended from YouTube for a week. We got a community guideline strike. As for why, I'm not too sure. They're not too keen on crypto channels. Crypto channels are seen as very shady, very dirty, and we didn't give us too many specifics, but we basically got flagged as spam, scam, or misleading. So we got to be extremely careful how we go, how we proceed, and how we talk on this show, guys. We can't really have to watch our words, and probably can't even post links or even telling you guys stuff like go down, and there's these two hand gestures below. One points up, one points down. We're technically not even supposed to tell you to click either one of them. So. Oh
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well.
What about Kirby? He does that all the time. Moon him up.
Everybody does for sure, but now that we're in their sites and it's not clear what they flagged us for, after reading the fine print of the rules, that's one of them. You can't overly hype people to do that stuff. But if you guys haven't already, there, like I said, there's those hand gestures down below. You know which one to click. All right. With that said, I'm going to scroll up a little further here because I saw something from Lefty Loves BTC. He says, thanks for the show, Alex and Jason. What are the indicators you guys are using in your trading view screen from top to bottom? If you could only use two of these indicators, which would they be? I know Jason kind of replied to that, but I just wanted to put up my trading view real quick, and I'll show you guys. I'll just answer Lefty's question here. Let me just switch screens real quick. Here we go. I'm gonna hide this and bring this up. Around too much. Okay, this ought to do it. I'm just gonna make sure everybody can see my chart here. Okay, cool. So if you go to indicators and trading view, here's a neat trick to find all of our proprietary indicators. Just search for keyword cracking and all of our indicators come up. Easiest way to find all the CC indicators. If you're a premium member, of course, these red ones are locked and available to you. So locked to non-premium members, I should say, to be more clear about that. And we got a nice suite of them here. If you're not a premium member, no worries, because you can see we still have a few decent indicators here that are free, including WADA Tar Explosion, which is one of the indicators.
EMA, which would be your baselines, the exponential moving average we've made.
So let's take a look. Let's put WADA on the screen. So you just click the indicator here and you can see WADA pops up. Now this is a great volume profile type, I don't know if it's the right work description for it, but it's a volume
momentum indicator.
Volume momentum indicator, thank you. I'm sure the analysts will probably do a better job of describing some of these. But one of the indicators that you saw on the chart before you, and as for which are the best ones, I don't know if there really is an answer to which are the best ones.
It depends on how you play with them, man. It depends on what you're testing, what you're doing. I mean, if you're looking at just regular things that are available to you guys out there, if you're looking for something that catches trends or reversals and stuff like that, I would suggest something like Fisher. I like the time transformation because we here have made that, and there's also a lot more parameters that you can mess with. It's much more versatile than just Fisher. But Fisher's a good one. Time transformation's very good. I love Minx, of course, which is just available to the premium members. But you could use Fisher in a very much similar way. But if you're going to be using two, I would say you need to get something that gives you an initiation as an initiator, which would be something like Fisher, and then something to confirm it, like Wada Atar, which would be momentum, rising explosion level, which tells you that there's gas in the tank for it to run. Those are two good things to compare with each other if you're building a simple system.
For sure. In fact, that's pretty much what we do over here at premium.krakencrypto.com is we
build strategies.
We build strats, and we show you how to build strategies, and we use generally our basic approach does show you how to use 2 to 3 indicators in a certain fashion.
Teach a man to fish.
So we basically showed how to use 2 or 3, basically what best 2 or 3 to use. We kind of teach you how to do that yourself, how to pick 2 or 3 out that serve specific functions, and how to identify trends and how to confirm them and so forth. So we have some very neat stuff available to you there. I do recommend you check us out. But alright, I think that kind of covers what I wanted to show on that front. So that answers that question. Let me return over here to the screen real quick. Here we go. Alright, we're right here. Hide a couple things. Here we go. Alright, now beyond that, let's continue. Let's not dally any longer, because I do know we have a bunch of requests to get through. We still have about 30 minutes left to the show, so it really is about damn time we got into those requests. I do see a comment here I want to cover from Crypto Cave. No, it was Valk Mike. Go on D Live only. You know what? When that day comes, when we're fully dejected from
what's that new one that you're putting us on? That's on
rumble.com. Yeah, it's an up-and-coming video platform. They are going to introduce video streaming eventually, but fundamentally the idea is, D-Live or not, YouTube is the platform to be on. It is the leader in this space, and very, very few people, as popular as D-Live is, very, very few people are familiar with D-Live, at least, average person on the street. Yeah. So, most of the fish gets swept up in the YouTube net, and that's pretty much what we have to ensure that we're always on, right? It's critical to reaching people and our business, I suppose, to be remaining on YouTube. So we don't want to compromise this, guys. We have to be careful. And I'm sure most of our audience understands we're as honest and legitimate as they come, but in YouTube's eyes, we're as evil as any of them. So we gotta, we're as bad as the guys giving away the quote-unquote free stuff, right? So
makes no sense.
Makes no sense, but that's just the world we live in, guys. So not much we can do about that, and we have to be careful. But I do appreciate everyone who does support us. D-Live and Library, yes, says Valk Mike. There's lots of alternatives, guys, and we do simultaneously stream to Twitch and D-Live and all that, but fundamentally YouTube is where all the action happens, and have to make sure we remain on YouTube. So we got to remain on our best behavior, guys. We have to do whatever it takes to appease the YouTube gods, or the guys in the YouTube Politburo, whatever it may be. Let's take a look. They will learn new platforms. Indeed. Once YouTube becomes like cable TV, and then you can't find anything interesting on here that's not sanitized, that's not, makeup tutorials and unboxing videos, eventually people will leave YouTube.
I love those.
And look for new stuff. I bet you do. Okay. I think we've prattled on long enough. What I am going to do is start cracking open all the requests we have lined up. I'm sorry it took so long to get to them, guys. Thank you for hanging in there with us. Alex, I've got you and your chart on screen. Are you ready to rock and roll?
Sure.
All right. So our first request comes in from AJ. Maybe it's AJI, but I just call him AJ. AJ asks for Ethereum and Hex, please. If you've done Ethereum, maybe ignore, but
We
Yes.
didn't really do Ethereum. Let's
Yep.
do that. Ethereum, Bitcoin looking a little rough here. So, as you can see, we got a continuation short signal in this spot right here. We were talking about how it was below the daily baseline, and we broke down further. Maybe one more leg down. What's this look like on higher time frames? That looks pretty rough right here. If this level breaks, definitely we'll continue onwards. Ethereum USD. This weekly close, much more ugly. But we could come down all the way to like 590. Yep. I think this is a good spot to retest. And look, this spot's a point of control, too. So after yesterday's close, I definitely feel like we will do that. Starting to end up below the baseline on the 4-hour right now. Yeah, so I mean, I guess ultimately short and bearish over the weekend. EOS Bitcoin looks ripe for continuation right here. Probably gonna still go. What else was AJ's?
The Hex Richard Hart's Hex, please. Yep. I'm curious though. Let's take a look.
Is that an audience plant?
You know, after a giant pullback, this is I don't know about promising, but it's a popular project in the crypto space. Polarizing, but promising, so.
I probably wouldn't pick it up in this spot right here. But if we could close above this level, then it would make sense. What's next?
All right, Mr. AJ.
So we got a super chat.
Yeah, we do actually. $10 super chat came in. Before I get into that though,
Thank you,
Jason, your live stream dropped again, and it messed up the order of our icons. If you don't mind screen
Why
sharing
is that
it.
happening?
You probably go idle for too long, and it kicks off the thing. No big deal. Just screen share anything, and then correct that. But yes, Simon Simonovich, I believe, was the gentleman who dropped us a super chat. Let me put that on the screen now. And Simon says, thoughts on Haka Finance, guys. The products are coming out. iGain, which protects against IL. I'm not sure what IL is. Illiquidity or something. Black Hole Swap 2.0, the 3F mutual insurance, and a prediction-like options trading feature. Devs and Andre Crony do collaborate. Interesting, or corroborate. Interesting. All right, so there's a product known as Haka Finance that Steven Simonovich is kind of shilling, but I don't mind when you put in a $10 super chat. Let's can we look at Haka? Oh, he's got it. Wonderful.
We just don't have a buy signal. Need to add 3-day. I would say definitely. It's just not a buy at this spot. It looks. I mean, it's at resistance.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Haka, so my exact thoughts, I'm not sure, but I do see that Cheb Beck clarifies what protecting against IL is, and that's impermanent loss. Impermanent loss is a method for protecting yield farmers against loss, so good to know.
So, For those who don't know, impermanent loss happens when you deposit liquidity onto automated market makers. So essentially, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of the way Uniswap works, but essentially, if you deposit, let's say you deposit liquidity up here. When you go to take your liquidity out, you will find out that you have most likely lost some Ethereum on that ratio. So it's as if and then you end up with a lot more of the original token. So it's almost like you just end up with more of the crappy token as liquidity goes down in the overall market. So I advise you guys to go ahead and Google impermanent loss. It's interesting, but it's only something you need to worry about if you provide liquidity on an automated market maker. Otherwise, impermanent loss is not a thing.
Still sounds like some pretty trick products for the DeFi space coming from this Haka Finance.
Yeah,
so
I know there's only like a few tens of thousands of people who are here in DeFi space with us, but it's a multi-billion-dollar space. So a product for a multi-billion-dollar space, like how much liquidity is on Uniswap right now? Let's just see. It's over $1.75 billion in liquidity. Let's just say there's a market for people who don't want to lose their $1.75 billion in money. So, something to think about.
Indeed. Well, thank you for the $10 super chat, Simon. I'm sure you have officially tipped off the audience to Haka Finance. I suggest everybody does their own research, but sounds like some promising DeFi products coming from Haka. Much thanks, and we will keep our eye on Haka, and do keep the super chats coming, Simon. Always a pleasure to get some pizza money in the jar. All right, let's continue though. And I have to start at the bottom of the list because all these came in a little earlier. Okay, Mr. Ether asked very early in the stream for SNX. Can we take a look at SNX, please?
We looked at synthetics.
Yeah, we did.
My mistake. Might have to rewind Mr. Ether for synthetics. Let's keep going. We have ANCAP asking about LMTs, their reversal on hand. Just hoping. I've been wanting to trade LMT for a while. Anyone familiar with LMT?
I'm not.
Let me take a quick look. LMT.
Lockheed Martin.
Oh, okay, so it's gotcha.
Yeah, this is a pretty strong short here.
Yeah, that looks
weak. Yeah, I would buy puts on Lockheed Martin if I could in this spot. It's a short on the weekly. It's a short on the 3-day. It's a short on the daily. Yeah. Yeah. If you're in Lockheed Martin, get out. Get out. What about Amazon? Did Amazon reverse back here? Let's take a look. Because I was talking about how we needed to get puts out on Amazon. I'm still above. Well. I guess we're just still within. We'll draw from Wix. Still within the pattern. So, what's next on our agenda?
All right. I hope that covered the Lockheed in military industrial complex short. Let's take a look. Stand by. Let me find the next one. That was for ANCAP Futures. Anytime, Mr. ANCAP. Always one of the first guys in the live chat. This one comes from Ivan X. He says, "Hey, I'd like to request WIN/USDT. What's the WIN coin?"
Here we go. Wink. This is not necessarily a bad spot to try and pick it up if we end up above baseline here.
Definitely historical support.
Yeah, we just don't have enough volatility to take any trades. There's no volatility, no momentum to speak of. So once we get that and we're above the daily baseline, then it'll make sense to long. Until then, there's a lot of opportunity cost in buying in this area, and then we stay in this area for like 2 months. Do you see, like, what if we buy here and then it's just so we'll wait for a long signal. But I mean, I see why you might consider picking it up in this area. This is a strong consolidation area, but we can also go a little lower, and trade down here some more. So for right now, no on Wink.
All right, hope that covers Wink for Ivan X. That's somewhat of a new name here. Welcome to the chat. Let's take a look. Profit Bear. Hey, come on, guys! I just bought a house and I'm moving with 4 kids under the age of 6. I didn't have the time to catch anything other than price action. Yep, Profit Bear merely commenting on why he wasn't able to join us in the Discord for our live substituted stream.
4 kids under 6?
Yep.
You will leave your wife alone, man.
Dude, Profit Bear putting in his role. I do appreciate the effort. Profit Bear, my hat off to you, dude.
I appreciate the effort for breeding red-blooded Americans, sir.
Indeed. Thank you so much for doing your part, Profit Bear. Our civilization's not doing enough of that lately, at least not where it counts. So much love to Profit Bear, to you and your family. You are indeed a very wealthy man. I do appreciate it. So much love to you and your family. I'm glad you're moving, and stay safe. Do your thing, Profit Bear.
Definitely stay safe on your move, man.
Yep.
I as you guys know, I had to do a move earlier this year. It's
Yep, moving is a nightmare, and I can only imagine when you got 4 kids and all their stuff. It's probably quite the endeavor, quite the undertaking to get all that crap moved across town. I feel you, or let alone cross country, cross state lines, kind of like Alex did, Mr. West to East Coast, Mr. International over here.
Well, national, but yeah.
No, Americans only know the two, the continent, and going from the west to the east coast, as far as I'm concerned, for you guys qualifies as practical international travel, but I digress. All right.
It is practically international travel.
Practically,
I mean,
yeah.
North Carolina and California are almost on different planets. So.
It sure seems that way. All right, Profit Bear. And of course, Profit Bear being, he's got the green channel supporter status, so thank you for ongoing support and your subscription to our channel, Profit Bear. Much love to you. But moving along to the next one, we have NCAP Futures asking for the silver 3 days, trying to hit the baseline. Zao, I think that's the silver, but we did kind of cover Zao a little earlier.
Zao is gold.
Oh,
Zag
gold.
is silver.
Okay, my mistake, guys.
Yeah.
I do think we looked at that a little earlier during the precious metal segment, though, so maybe I'll forego that. We are kind of running a little low on time. Moving along to the next one, Ostrich asking for SNX. Do tell me we did or did not do that yet.
For the second time, yes. We
sorry,
did it.
guys. My brain is not good at keeping track of all these tickers. Moving along, Yorick, also one of our green status channel supporters. He says Algo looks like it wants to retest highs. It's a decent pump. Have we? I think we did have Algo on the screen too.
No, we did not have Algo. Decent buyback here. It's kind of like we just made a new low and then immediately pumped off of that low. I like that. That is quite a reaction off of this low. Look at this. So we make a new low and sucker in anybody who wants to get short, and we also stop out everybody who longed this area and was like, I'll set my stop on the other side of this, and then immediate reaction off of that, huge reaction. I think they're pretty bullish. You're right. This is a strong long right here. This is a good PTP long. We're above 0 on our oscillator. Our explosion level's rising. We've got enough momentum. Are we? We're over the dead zone. Yeah, we're over the dead zone. And yeah, we're below the qualifying line. This is a long we can take today. So I'll put that up here. We'll probably take this at the end of today when I do daily scan.
Right on.
It looks good. You're right.
On. Thank you, Yorick, for tipping this off to Algo today. Looking very, very good. Is Algo on Coinbase? Anybody know? I think it is, right?
Yes, it is.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
That's where I bought my algo.
Might have to tip off a few normies to jump on Coinbase and Algo. Might even have to add it to my...
someone wants to be popular at Christmas this year.
Dude, I've got a lot of people asking me, man. Oh, man, if you see anything good at all, man, just tell me, man. I'll
just holler.
As long as it's on Coinbase and I can buy it with one click. And I'm like, all right, I'll let you know. So if I see stuff like this, I might have to tell them. Algo's maybe a good spot to grab it. All right, moving along to the next
Pearls
one.
before swine. They don't deserve you, Jack.
Oh boy, where would I be without you guys to do the TA for me? Okay, moving along to the next one. Thank you, York, for that one. Mac W asking for the BNB USD, please.
Eh. It's just kind of hanging out here. I imagine BNB will get some buyback here, but at this point, I think BNB is like a big long-term short. I don't know. We did kind of retest this area. If we got a big buyback from this spot, maybe. But I mean, look at this chart. Do you really want to get long BNB right here? You're looking at this and you're thinking, well, I can't wait to long BNB in this spot. I mean, surely, we're gonna get some consolidation down at whatever level we land at. It feels like we're in a low volume node. I just don't see it on BNB Bitcoin. And so if we don't see it on BNB Bitcoin, then it doesn't make sense to take it necessarily as a USDT trade. It's almost there on the weekly. It definitely looks ready to reverse. The daily is this is the 3-day, not the weekly. There's a nice bullish divergence here. Actually, this is not a bullish divergence. This is just normal. Sometimes you got to be careful. Sometimes this thing will draw out a divergence. And if you actually look at where the real bottom is, see, this is considering this spot bottom, but I think this makes more sense. So
all right, hopefully that covers it. And
ultimately, I think you can long this. We are above the daily baseline. We do have a long signal, but I'd be very careful. So you just don't want to lose money against Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is still king right now. Be careful.
All right, right on. MacW says BNB is a long play for him, so good luck in your BNB long. In that case, Mac, we will be keeping an eye on it. Moving along, NCAP Futures asks for purple PRPL.
Purple. Well, it's not there.
Purple Innovations Incorporated.
Yeah, it looks kind of crappy here. We're below the 3-day baseline. Looks more like setting up for a short. We have break of trend like so. And then we get this retest. Bing. And it's kind of a baseline short bounce trade right here. Daily. Yep, the daily looks equally rough. We're below the daily baseline. I think it's probably a short in this spot. I'd probably take it down towards this point of control, 1850. Let's see the weekly. No, see, we're even below the weekly baseline right here. Yeah, so I think ultimately things are bearish for purple. We're trading sideways, but in a way that's currently denoting weakness. If we did manage to kind of break this, it's not even really a downtrend. It's just like it's resistance clearly, but this trend resistance, then maybe it would become along again. Until then, I think purple's short.
All right, there you have it. That's purple for, I believe it was ANCAP. Yep. There you go.
Load up on those perps. Load up on those perp puts.
Perp puts.
Right, next one is coming from Ostrich, although I think we covered Augur, asking for rep, but Augur was covered a little earlier today for sure. I remember that.
Yep,
let's see here. Profit Bear. Did you guys get the email about CRO? He says it's changing its staking rewards again, starting in January 2021. Yeah, I got the email actually right here. Just notified me a few minutes ago. Yeah, I guess
they never keep their promises. You all are suckers. What would they change their staking rewards to?
Again, because CRO is so volatile, they clearly have to keep rejigging the different tiers. The new staking will be as follows: the Ruby Steel, the red card, 5,000 CRO. The purple and green cards, 50,000 CRO. And the next tier up, about 500,000, and finally 5 million CRO for the Obsidian Black card from CRO.com. So honestly, they've rejigged the tiers so many times now. I'm kind of losing track of where it was yesterday and the week before that. So, but generally, from what I see here, what are we? We have 5 cents right now for CRO, roughly. I think that would put the top tier card.
CRO is like 6.5 cents. We'll
okay.
take a look.
So CRO.
I got another message from the CRO app that the price was up this morning, even though I canceled the notifications yesterday. It's like we had to let you know one more time. The price was up today. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did too.
Hey man.
Apparently it's back down. I don't know. We could break back down below this area. This is actually not a bearish. This is that one. Yeah, I just screw these guys. That's all I gotta say.
All right,
all I gotta say is screw Crow.
So in other words, the basic tier is currently around 1,000 US. The tier, see, I think there's a big disparity now. So it's 10,000 roughly US dollars to get into the next tier up. Before that, it used to be quite a bit less, so it seems like they've really the leap from the basic red tier to the next one up is now quite the disparity between the two of them. So I'm glad I locked in my purple tier when I did, and that would make the top tier about $1 million worth of CRO to stake in order to get into it. So very cool. But yeah, good to know. Thank you, Profit Bear.
If you ever want to lose your $1 million super fast, be sure to stake CRO, guys.
Got it.
I mean, you can't go any lower, right? Right? All right. Thank you, Profit Bear. Moving along to the next one. Been going about 2 hours. Thank you, everybody who's with us so far. Don't forget to look down at the bottom of the video window. There's those hands I mentioned. Make sure you click one of them. Let's see here. Ostrich talking about BAT, Basic Attention Token, looking pretty good right now. Possibly another trade in the works. Let's take a look at BAT, please.
Okay. Guys, don't forget to keep your eye on the Russell 2000 small caps. They're a little overextended in this spot, and if we do get a reversal here, I would really like to see the previous high retest.
Is that's inverse, right? I was gonna say that's got to be inverse because the Russell's doing well.
Yeah, but I wanted you to see it. So you see, it's actually really overextended. So this is how price actually looks. I'd like to see it come back down and retest the previous high. So I was just reminded. Jesse Stein put out a tweet earlier today, and I was like, oh yeah, it's very interesting looking here on the Russell. So let's BAT. That's what we're going to look at.
Why does my screen keep going out? That's so
yeah,
annoying.
Pretty big day on BAT. Potential reversal signal here if we can get back above the baseline on BAT Bitcoin, and then if we do that, then I think BAT USDT is really going to have legs. But for right now, there's no trade for us to take because we're above the qualifier. I think 2513. No, we're just below it right now, actually. Okay, well, in that case, then BAT is going to be a full signal at the end of today. We've got some unnatural volume coming in. We have our momentum is strong enough. We're above the dead zone. Our explosion level is rising, and we're below the qualifying line. So, oh, dang it. No trade. That is right. So, most likely, today's candle is so much bigger than whenever the candle size is larger than the average true range, we call that a candle size violation. Essentially, when the candle is that big, you can expect a pullback because it's exceeding its usual level of volatility. So we won't be able to take this trade on BAT at the end of today, or at least not according to our system right now. But if we close a little bit lower, then this could evaporate by the end of today. So we'll keep our eyes on it.
Absolutely, got to keep our eye on that one. But thank you to Ostrich asking for the basic attention token. My pleasure, well, Alex's pleasure, but still. I see quite a bit of discussion concerning CRO in the live chat. MacW says he's in Canada, which suggests that he's probably getting, if he is a CRO customer, he's getting his card soon. Canadians are getting their Crypto.com cards in the mail as we speak. Jeremy Hildebrand, Crypto.com spam is non-stop. I started their sign up process, but stopped when they asked for my phone number. They ask me every day for my number. Indeed, so I guess if you began your sign up process, they're gonna hound you till they get you on their platform. You know, they already you took the bait, and they're going to reel you in, bud, so you better apply your phone number, and then after that they're going to hound you for some KYC for you to get your card. So, but I mean, once that's done, just disable notifications, you'll be good to go. I see others in the chat, such as T-Dub, saying, I'm still locked into the green card at $10,000. It's now $50,000 after January 2021. Yeah, I'm actually in the same boat, T-Dub. I think I'm locked into my card as well. The 10,000 CRO tier for the purple card, and I'm glad I did because it would probably cost me 5 times more to get into it now. So very good.
Did you gain money on it, or did you lose money on it?
Yeah, I bought 0 at the top, so I'm way down, way down. But to be fair, I was, willing to eat the entire cost, right? I was willing to take it on the chin. To me, it was like, it was just the cost to get the card, okay? And I was willing to pay.
But why? Is the card that good? Am I missing? Am I an idiot here? Like, why?
I don't know, man.
Metal, dude.
It's a cool looking metal card, and I use my Visa for everything, man. I do it on my, every time I'm out and about, I swipe the Visa card everywhere. It's gonna be nice to get some decent cash back, as who someone pointed out in the chat here. T-Dub said, I made over $300, excuse me, I made $300 back in cash back this year alone, and I've only had the red card till last month. So T-Dub thinks it's worth it with all the crypto cash back you get. And, I guess if I didn't buy the very top of that manipulated top, I probably wouldn't have been smoked as bad on that. But still, it was just the cost to get into the card, so be it. And I'm gonna hold CRO for a while over it, so whatever. It is what it is. I've got the card. Yes, I'm down. Let me do the quick math here. I don't know, down 5x. I mean, how much is that CRO
40%.
collapse? All right, so I'm down, say 40% from the top. But on the flip side, the same card would cost me 5x more to get into now, but the price is down for it. So I don't know, maybe it evens out in such a way where, it's not a complete loss. So I'm getting my card. That's all I care about. So let's move along.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. You're down 2/3. It's 67%.
Okay, well, yeah, I got smoked. My bad, but so be it. So be it. I'm getting my card. That's all that matters. But let's not dwell on Zero too much longer. Just gonna read a couple more comments here. T-Dub T-Dub says he's made lots of money in CRO since he got in at 3 cents. I'm glad to hear that, Mr. T-Dub. MacW says, I might get into CRO when it gets to 5 cents. Yeah, for sure. Maybe wait for CRO to really bleed out completely and then pick it up to get into your card. York says, I loved the whole project until they pulled the MCO to CRO swap. It gave me pause, and I'm glad it did. Yeah, honestly, the whole MCO to CRO swap debacle is quite the low blow, but and I imagine if I was a longtime MCO community member, I would just be losing it on them. But I'm a Johnny-come-lately to the CRO community, and
I'm a more recent scam victim.
Yeah, so I'm not really all too troubled about that. And hey, my card comes with free Netflix now, so my wife's gonna be happy.
Oh, that's it.
My wife's gonna be happy that we restored Netflix to the house. So, T-Dub says, I made back. Oh, I read that part. If you got it early, though, you're probably still happy potentially.
Wait. I just want to get this correctly. What? You're out here spending $10,000 on a credit card, and you won't get your wife regular Netflix unless it's free.
Yeah. Precisely.
Wow.
Yeah.
I canceled Netflix a long time ago. I think it's a ripoff, and I don't like Netflix and half their programming. But you know what? If they give it for free, then
you're in a ripoff, buddy. Crow is the ripoff.
Yeah, well, I got a metal card, bro. I got a metal card, all right? And it's got this cool purple color.
Metal card.
All right.
It's got this cool purple color.
All right. Okay. All right. Enough joking around. Let's keep going.
With this one or two more, and then I want to call it. We're over 2 hours.
Absolutely, yeah. We've been going a while. Yeah,
I don't mind going a little long.
York says, I've just been called out. Yeah, I have been called out. Alex does not pull any punches. He calls the bullshit out when he sees it. David Windle, CFI, CyberFi on Uni would be great. Want to pull up CFI on Uniswap?
Do it. CyberFi. I do not like this Fisher cross under right here. This should probably close at the end of the day. This is all the data that I have to work with right now. So all the data that I have says, stay out of it right now because we got this cross under. If we suddenly crossed back up here, especially if it was above zero, this is our zero line, then it's bullish. But for right now, we do not have a buy signal. So I mean, and this spot makes sense as resistance. So we got resistance right here, and then we break above it, some support, and then resistance again. Sure. So if we close above this horizontal level and we cross back up, it's a go. But otherwise, I'm just not interested.
Okay, hopefully that covers the question. Let's keep going. I would like to get these last few ones in here. Nice hash login says, can we look at YFL, please?
Sure.
Yeah, good thing you're already on ChartX.
Indeed.
This is not bad. I like that we broke the downtrend stride here. We just don't. I don't think we quite have a buy signal yet. I wish we. Let me see if I can pull out a whole 60 here. And let's get a better color for this because this is really hard to see. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, we're below the daily baseline. So we don't have a signal right here. We don't have a long. We don't even have a short. So there's nothing really to do right now. We get back above the daily baseline, and we're above zero here. Then I think we'd be good to go. So you guys can still. Unfortunately, we can't pull the proprietary indicators over to ChartX yet. But you guys can still make some very similar PTP systems here with some of the built-ins. So, I mean, we've got the Fisher, we've got the Hull, and we don't have WADA, but WADA's WADA's explosion level is based on the Bollinger Band. So if you're not sure if the Bollinger Band is expanding or contracting, then you can use Bollinger Band width, and this is a very similar to an explosion level. So if this is rising, then the explosion level would be rising. If this is falling, then the explosion level would be falling. So there are things that you can do even if you don't have access to your usual standard indicators that you play around with over on ChartX. So yeah, nothing to do really on YFL right now except wait, and then we'll see what happens.
All right, there you have it. That's YFL for a nice hash login. Moving along, Nithin Soki. Alex, can you look at Litecoin, please?
Nice. It looked at what? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'll repeat that. It's Litecoin, please. Can we look at Litecoin coming from Mr. Soki?
Litecoin had a good morning.
I did. I had a good night last night too. I mean.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, let's look at the USD. So Litecoin took off with Bitcoin and then had a pretty good day. I think it's up 5% on its Bitcoin pairing. Yeah. I think Litecoin's a really good trade here. The Bitcoin pairing looks strong. I don't think it's gonna sell down anymore. Like maybe we'll sell back to the point of control one more time, but I think the low is cleared. This feels really strong in this spot. Any sort of downtrend, any way you want to draw it, like we've broken it.
Yeah, definitely broken.
Spot, we're holding strong above it. So I've badmouthed other alts because their Bitcoin pairings weren't strong enough. But Litecoin's Bitcoin pairing is pretty strong looking right here, and it had a good day today. So I think there's a lot of potential in a Litecoin USD long. I could not catch a Litecoin USDT trade. We
no trade, and then it was overextended.
Yeah, it was just immediately overextended for us. Mm-hmm. We had a no trade, and then we were above the qualifying line. We just kept going. So there's a chance that if we can get a pullback on Litecoin, we can get an entry on it with a continuation long. But for right now, it's just kind of gone.
Yep.
Okay. On to the next one more. Richie Rich says, I like that name. Y'all really trying to short link? ? I longed off the 4 hour. Yeah, so we got a request for link, and it comes from Richie Rich. And I also know that
we looked at.
We did look at link.
We did look at link.
We were going through all the DeFi stuff. Yeah, it's just hanging around the baseline right now. It could become along at the end of today, but for right now, we're below the dead zone and stuff.
All right. Well, Richie Rich as well as Give Life 66. Mr. Give Life 66. We looked at link a little earlier, so you may have to rewind a little bit. But yeah, welcome to the show. Give Life 66, I think, is a new user in the live chat.
Welcome, buddy.
Nice to see you here, indeed. But we did link a little earlier. But do subscribe to the channel, and if you want to look at link again tomorrow or any other chart requests, catch us in the maybe not tomorrow, but Monday. Catch us on Monday's stream. Moving along though, we have InCap Futures asking for KRMD. This Repro Med Systems, let's have a look. Turning up, I think it might be.
Yeah, I would consider this to be a continuation long. We'll be getting at the end of today. So we've got the volatility, we've got the momentum, we've got a nice bottom above zero, and we're above the baseline. So I think you could take this long. This looks good. Nothing else to say. Looks good.
Boom.
Perfect. Moving on to the next one. This one comes from Ostrich. That one we covered, I believe. Ruben Santos. Ruben, I haven't seen you in the live chat in a while. Welcome back, Mr. Santos.
Do a couple more charts. How many more do we have left?
Let me count them here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna call it. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for coming. Sorry we weren't able to get to all the requests.
Can you still do the current one I have? Can we do Rubens? Let's just do Zill. I beg you. Let's do Zill, please. No, no, no. Is that a no?
No, I said okay.
He's gonna do it.
Oh. Yeah, it's still going. I mentioned a couple days ago that it looked like it was long, so it's still good to go. If you're in it, stay in it.
Perfect. Now, if you can, just put band up on there. We're good.
No, dude, we looked at band twice.
Okay, Mr. J Black in the live chat. We already did band, so you have to scroll back. So I tried, bro. I tried to get him in there. As you can see, the man is getting irritable with me, so I got to make sure we don't overwork our workhorse, right? ANCAP futures. I use my MasterCard for everything. Wonder if I should look into the CRO card. Yeah, that's basically what I'm in, dude. I got a credit card that I use for all my usual expenses, all the bills and stuff go through there, and I really don't collect too much in the way of rewards on there. But if I can funnel all that through the CRO card, I'm gonna collect this precious crypto that I love collecting so much. So it's like the ultimate rewards card for crypto head, right? So that's basically why we like CRO. So yes, you should look into it a little more. It's a great way to cycle money through it. It's not a Visa card in the sense where, you know, they do a credit check and they extend credit to you. It's more of a prepaid Visa card, so you either load it up with your local fiat, you know, so you drop, you know, $1,000 for your monthly expenses on it, and you do all your, you know, you grab lunch every day, whatever, with the card. Or I think you can, you know, transfer some Bitcoin over to your CRO wallet and then fund.
It's even worse. It's not even a real credit card. It has to be collateralized. Get out of here. So you pay. So, oh my god, this is.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is, dude. So just deal with it, man. Don't be a hater.
Just deal with it.
You're not gonna be complaining when we're doing the CC, you know, Christmas party in Vegas, and I'm paying for, you know, dinner or what have you with it. All right, you're gonna be like ordering another round on me, thanks to my CRO card. So don't be bringing complaining.
You heard it here first. Jack has offered to pay for all Vegas dinners when we go.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. So no need to cry too much about it. I'm happy. I know Payday's getting the card. He's happy. You know, I know that there's several people in the crew who have this card, and we're all happy, man. Why can't you be happy for us?
Why can't you be happy for us, man?
He loves me. I swear he loves me. I mean, I know he hits me sometimes, but he says sorry.
Yeah, he definitely.
Why can't you just be happy for us?
All right, Wayne Arnott's. Sorry, we can't get to Wayne Arnott's request. T-Dubs asking for Curve. We can, sorry, T-Dub, we'll have to get to that another time. Jeremy Hildebrand asking for Kippers USD. Not sure about Kippers. We'll have to do it another time. Al Infinity Litecoin. Luckily for you, we did that one already. Simon Simonovich with his super chat. We covered that. Doc. We can't do Doc, unfortunately. And that's it. Okay, good. So we only missed a few in the end. In the end, we only neglected to do 3 or 4 requests.
Come back tomorrow. We'll get.
Come back Monday. Come back Monday. We'll do them. If not, ask nicely in the Discord. I'm sure somebody will do it. But you know, we have been going 3 hours 20 minutes, so it is time to wrap it. Thank you everybody who joined us. Thank you everybody in the live chat, including Ron Legato and PMCL93, TW Yorick, ANCAP, and Wayne Arnott, and you know, damn near everybody else who was here today. It's so good to have all our people back on YouTube. This feels like home, and you know, home is where the heart is. What's that saying? I don't know.
You can't say it sarcastically. Home is where the heart is. Whatever.
I wasn't sure about the actual that phrasing,
that was right.
Idiom, but is that what it is? Okay, well.
Home is where the heart is.
Yorick says grabbing dinner and watching Netflix in Vegas is what the card's good for. Pretty much. All right, guys, that's it. Can't go any longer. Alex is gonna lose it on me. Much love to everybody. Thank you again for joining us. Gonna leave the final words to our 2 analysts before I log off.
Well, for me, I'm probably gonna write up something for the weekend here. I'm gonna wait. I don't really know what's gonna be happening here. Like I said, I kind of have a bullish case here unless we break down. But especially if I get that WADA signal, I might wait a little bit to try to get a better entry. But I'm gonna think about that. I'll probably put up some weekend analysis because I really do think this is gonna be a super interesting weekend. Whichever way it chooses, I think it's gonna be really volatile. So make sure to be careful. Don't over leverage. Make sure to pick your spots, man, because this is gonna get nuts, I think.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody strap in. Whatever happens, it's going to be volatile time. And don't forget that in only a couple of weeks is going to be the switchover of power. So we'll see what happens here in America. It's gonna be really interesting.
Stay buckled in, guys. Watch for those solar flares and stay out of trouble. Happy holidays, everybody. That's it.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Cheers.
Happy holiday.